we can get going. Hold on. Load. There it is. Alright, welcome back, guys. Highside Broadcasting coming back to you guys live once again. Hey, it's been a while. This is the first time we're doing a legit broadcast for a legit racing league, FTR. Since the last time I did a broadcast wasn't super legit. We have got 2 series now. It's a great league, and I'm excited. But we got to get started. I'm going to go ahead and get Bubba the invite. I'm going to jump in the lobby real quick. My thing's lagging, so let me get in the lobby real quick, and I'll make sure to get Bubba an invite. But speaking of which, I got Bubba in the chat with us tonight. So Bubba, what's going on with you?
What's going on? The Eagles just got done running the V-League race. It was interesting to see how the track loosened up and everything. So thanks for having me up in your booth tonight.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Right now, just so you know.
We have a problem. This is an issue. So I'm live, and I'm in the lobby, and it's frozen.
Oh, really?
This is the first time I'm broadcasting on
All
this
right,
new
well, the
PlayStation.
leaders 1, 2, and 3 are. Holcomb's running third. Jay Tizzle's running second right now, and that second turn coming off of that big finger. It's you gotta know your breaking points. Billy Holcomb just got hit in the back end.
This is a problem. I can't. Are you in the lobby? You're not in the lobby.
I am not. I never got an invite. I'm on Dark Knight and Billy's stream.
This is a problem. It's just frozen, and it's gonna stop the broadcast if I restart the application, and I have no other invites.
In the grass coming into the big U-turn.
Oh, for God's sake, this new PlayStation's been nothing but frickin' problems.
Billy Holcomb overtaking Jay Tizzle, moving into second place. Dark Knight still in first. They got 9 laps to go in stage 1, requiring 1 pit stop.
Oh wait, I got it. I know what the issue was. Alright, I'm an idiot. I was on my controller.
Billy Holcomb right now.
Alright guys, I apologize for the technical difficulties. It was not technical difficulties, it was Eagles being a frickin' idiot. I loaded in under the, in the game under my wheel and tried joining the lobby under my controller. So
Sludge makes a pass on Billy Holcomb for second place. Dark Knight's still first place. So right now your 1, 2, 3 as you load in is going to be Dark Knight, Sludge, and Billy Holcomb. And it looks like there's a pretty considerable gap behind third and fourth place.
So I'm in the lobby, and you know what I didn't do?
You already lost somebody.
Yeah, I'm live and I'm in the lobby, but you know what I didn't do? Send you an invite.
No, I'm in. I got it.
Oh, you're in. Alright, good. Eagles is an idiot. I haven't broadcasted in a couple months. That's going to be my excuse. There's really no excuses. We're in, we're alive, we're racing. And is Sludge battling for the lead right now? You got Billy Holcomb up in the mix. Looks like Dark Knight right there as well. I believe that's Dark Knight in Dark Knight in the 3.
Dark Knight's getting passed by Sludge right now.
And Sludge has the lead.
Already lost Typical, who was our second and third place qualifier.
Oh wow, Typical lagging out early. It looks. We know he's had lagging issues all day when I was practicing with him. Supposed to have an Ethernet cord, and it does not look like that has done much good for him tonight. But it looks like we got a good battle for the lead. Is Dark Knight surprisingly able to keep up?
Somebody got in the back of Portal guy. Let's see who that was. Wide Open and Portal guy get together. Now I think Wide Open's going to be a sleeper tonight because I think you're going to see him in full save mode because he's got that punch. So he's going to try to make some pitch strategies. He's the master of pitch strategies. He's always running 2 or 3 laps longer than these guys. I think you're going to see Wide Open racing for something that's happening.
Yeah, you could see that. Wide Open is, probably an underdog most weeks. Nobody really looks at him as a super fast competitor, but each week he shows that he's able to contend. The only issue is with that theory there, Bubba, is there's rules against fuel saving in the league, so he can't really use advantage with the clutch.
Yeah, I think as long as he makes some pits though, I think he's gonna be all right. I know they try to limit how you make that work, but I think we discussed it, and some guys are able to stretch it a little further with the clutch, but as long as they're not going several laps, we'll see. I'm curious to see his pit strategy. We all know it's about 5 or 6. We get about 6 laps on full tank. So if he stays out 1 or 2 more laps than other people, you know he's fuel. I know also if you're in fuel saving mode, you can run about 9 laps on this tire there, which are running 3 times wear over here because of the distance in the track. We would only be able to run about 3.5 laps under a full tank on our normal 4 times wear. So we're going to stretch it out a little bit like we usually do for Oakridge. Go ahead. So you're getting about 6 laps before you're running empty. So if somebody's running 7 or 8 laps, we'll see. That's where they're going to be in that fuel saving.
And there is a benefit with that, you know, you stay out longer, you're going to lose time because of guys short pitting. We all know there's a big advantage. You go in the pits, you short pit, you come out, and you come out way ahead of the guys. But the advantages of staying out those extra laps, you have much fresher tires. Fresher tires means faster, and as we all know, over a course of a long run, you do end up running that car down. It's really just, are you looking to get the lead shortly coming out of the pits, or are you looking to kind of, you know, be faster throughout the run? And most, you know, whenever you're doing a long 50% race like this, you want to be faster throughout the run. So most guys, they stretch their tank as far as they possibly can, but then if you're fuel saving, you do lose speed. So you're probably going to see a lot of guys not going to be fuel saving, but just because, you know, they have maximum pits that you have to run. I think you have to pit first 1 time in the first 2 stages and twice in the 3rd stage. I might be wrong on that. So yeah, so saving gas really won't have any benefit.
No,
but short
didn't
pitting.
really work out. Short pitting might be the way to go because I know your left front gets beat up pretty well on the full
It does.
tire, on the full tank. I had about 30% left. They seem to be about 10% of a lap on your tire there. So really, and once these tires wear, you got about 4 to 5 good laps, and then once it wears, it seems to just go.
Yeah, that's just like most tracks. You get 3 or 4 laps to, it burns a couple percent per lap, but then it starts, you know, burning 6, 7, 8, you know, like this track, 10, 15% per lap, which, you know, you would think 50% a lap is a lot. Technically, it really is, you know, per lap, but you gotta think it's a road course. You only get like, you know, 6, 7 laps of gas, so 15%, you know, you're not even gonna be blowing a tire, you know, at the end of the run, like you said. You know, 30% left at the end of the run, you know, tire wear really shouldn't be an issue for most of these guys, but it's really going to come down to speed, mistakes. I mean, Billy's hanging in sight with Sludge pretty well right now, I'd say. So, you know, one mistake by Sludge really could give Billy the lead. Is he making up some time right there? These are clearly the 2 fastest guys at Mid-Ohio, but Sludge, the only one that's inside the top 5 on the all-time right now. So, with that being said, Sludge is the favorite. He's first. Sludge is first on the all-time. I want to say McLovin is second, and I believe Billy's ninth. And the guy that lagged out, you said typical, he's also on there. So a lot of very competitive guys on, you know, in this league that's on the all-time.
You said that Sludge is what? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought Sludge went off the track.
First pit stops of the day, it looks.
I had him on the overhead, and then he literally drove right off the track. I was like, oh no, as you say that. So we're only thinking like pit stops for guys.
Most guys, looks like they're making their pit stops this lap.
It's actually, yeah, you'll be able to get that because once you pass. But I found if I ran my tank, when I cross-start finish, I had 1 tank, 1 lap left. I was able to make it all the way to the pit. So I think I did 6 and then 5 on the second one. Oh, Robbie hard into the wall. Hard into the wall.
Oh, yeah, big collision right there. And Robbie Racing, a ton of damage.
He made a hard right and head on into them tire walls.
And like I said, mistakes can be key. And Robbie Racing fast, probably the 3rd or 4th fastest guy in this race. Probably 5th or 6th in the overall league, with some guys obviously not making the race tonight. You seen typical with the lag out, but that's going to be costly for Robbie. I kind of missed it. I'm not sure if he made pits already. We'll see. There's my answer. He's going into pits right now, yeah. So, Big break or big costly mistake there for the 6 car Robbie Racing. Who does that put in the lead with pit stops? Sludge?
Sludge in the lead still, yep. With a pretty decent, probably about 4-second lead over Billy, who's running second place right now. And Dark is still in third. So we got Sludge, Billy Holcomb, Dark, Jake Sizzle, wide open runner in the top 5. And as I said, that Dark Knight makes a little bit of an error and comes off the track. Jake Sizzle's 1.5 seconds behind Dark, but Billy's got an 11-second on Dark and 15 seconds for Sludge on Dark. So Billy and Sludge are walking away 1 and 2 with pretty. And Sludge made the turn into the turn 1 here.
So doing a scroll through the field right here, you can see Portal Guy running all by himself, nobody even near him, but it does look like he's hitting his marks, like you said earlier about wide open. The quote-unquote fuel-saving guy looks like he's running smooth, doesn't have any damage on his car. The race leader, Sludge, with a pretty good gap now, looks like he's going to start pulling away, dominating this race, as nobody looks like he's going to have anything for Sludge. Really, the race for the most playoff points right now is between the 5 of Sludge and the 88 of Billy, mostly getting wins. Wins in this league is huge because of playoff points that carry over into the playoffs. Guys usually look, you know, they want to get up in the standings and the points, but when you look at the big picture, it really all comes down to playoff points, and Sludge and Billy have done a great job of collecting those. They've been fast all season. I'm still waiting to get my first win. It's definitely not going to come tonight. I finished second 2 weeks in a row, and now I'm in the broadcast booth with Bubba. And
Sludge, as we speak, Sludge has a 5-second lead over Billy right now. So
yeah, statistic man. Yeah.
Absolutely comfortable. I found it was better to be around nobody and just run the race, because once I think my whole race I didn't have the knockout the ticker up there, because once I focused on how far or how behind somebody was on me, I started to really lose my focus and go drive the turns. So that's a huge thing.
One thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of guys that are not in this race tonight.
Yeah, it's a really small field, only 8 people. Usually we run 12 or 13 people in this league. So I'm curious if it's just a low course here, or if there's. I know a lot of these guys are starting to get hit with some nasty weather. I know we had a guy miss the B League race because he lost power because of the weather. So
Yeah.
that's got something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Checking this out. Nice and smooth.
Yeah, looking at who should be in the race tonight. 2 heavy hitters that are not in this race tonight are Heavy and War. Both of them not in the race tonight. I don't see Memphis in there either. Typical lagged out, obviously. I don't see Rub on him in the field.
Now, Rub, I do know that Rub has an issue with road courses. When we did the Indy Road, God bless Rub, man. We keep telling NASCAR they need to send my man a sponsorship or send my man a wheel stand, because when we did Indy Road, Rub actually kicked his foot to the penalty because he kept sitting on the gas. Because Rub is in a wheelchair, and he literally, and when we're on ovals, it's cool. All he's got to do is lift and push down. It's a move from football. You know, break the gas and lift and readjust and all that. So he actually, before the race, had his wife duct tape. That's dedication right there.
Yeah, that's just the urge to want to race, but it's really interesting that he chose to race the Indy Roval and a track that you know, not, why wouldn't he run Mid-Ohio? Because we all know Indy Roval with the penalties and stuff, the ridiculous amount of penalties. You touch a curb, it's just a really difficult track to run. The track itself isn't that difficult, it's just NASCAR made it impossible to race at, or NASCAR Heat made it impossible to race at, and you know, this track doesn't have as much issues. It's just there's much more evolution changes here. You know, same issue with like Sonoma. He could always go to the controller, but you know, some guys, they just can't do the controller. Jay Tizzle off track a little bit there. But yeah, some guys just
cannot do controller.
Yeah, some people just, they can't do controller. I can do controller all the wheel. I'm on the wheel now. But I like the controller, but to note, our top 2 runners right now, one's on controller, that'd be Sludge, and Billy's on a wheel. So it
There you
really
go. A
does.
lot of guys do like to make the switch when they do road courses.
Yeah, so like Billy, he runs his wheel, but Sludge is 100% controller. So, you know, right there you got the two fastest guys in this race. One wheel, one controller. So, as you said, the end of stage one looks like Sludge is a stage winner again. That hurts Billy in the playoff battle,
Yes, it
playoff point
does.
battle, because that is a playoff point in Sludge's hands right now. But we all know
So
Sludge is here to win the race.
it's Sludge, Billy, Dark Knight, Jay Tizzle, Wide Open, Portal Guy. Robin Racing's a lap down, so I wonder if he had an issue or if he lagged out. We'll find out.
He's still in the race. I see him.
Robin Racing is still in there, yep. So that that accident really hurt him. But the good thing is, with such a small field, he's going to get that back and still get some stage points. So the benefit of being a smaller field of the night. Never going green.
And we will actually see our first restart here, because we missed the very opening restart, and small field likely won't be any cautions. And Billy gonna send it in under that curb, under that apron right there, cutting the track a little bit. Or that was Sludge, wasn't it? Yeah, I believe that was Sludge. They're in the same freaking paint scheme. Billy looking to make the move, but you can't touch that curb, and there's contact between Wide Open and Dark. Two of, let me quote, of the most aggressive drivers in the A-League. Making contact right there. We know you cannot hit that curb in 1 and 2. You cannot hit that curb in 1 and 2, because it bounces your car around, and it's just...
The best part about it is there's an actual glitch. If you hit that turn, you hit them rumble strips, your screen actually flips. I don't know if you noticed that, but if you hit them rumble strips on the inside, the screen flips.
Yeah, certain rumble strips really can upset your car. Like the one in turns 1 and 2, you touch it, and you almost go on 2 wheels, but like the rumble strips that they just went through right there, you use those to turn. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting, but they're going into a very fast part of the racetrack, but they're going to start having to probably go into the slowest part of the racetrack around this final 2 turns here. Billy looking low to make the move. He's all over Sludge. He could force him to make a mistake, or Sludge pulled way ahead of Billy. I'm not sure if Billy made a mistake there, because now Sludge has a nice gap.
So I just switched over to Billy's stream, and he got real loose and drifted through that turn coming in. So he got on the gas too quick and pulled tires.
Like I said, you used that apron to turn, but it looked like you got on the apron a little too much.
Absolutely. Right back here with our last race car. Oh, he's not fast. He's running 7-6 right now. There you go, wait for the field on the broadcast. There's Dark Knight also live on his stream. He's kind of running 3rd. So it's still Sludge, really hoping Dark Knight, Portal Guy, Wide Open right now in the top 5. But it actually looks like Wide Open made the pass and got around Portal Guy there. I'm Portal Guy driving my favorite car because I'm that hefty man. Running that 47 Hungry Jack car. Everybody loves pancakes. Oh, somebody's running to the backside. Let's see who that was. Wide open to the grass. It's cutting the. If the V League didn't mow the grass down, A League's definitely making up for what we missed.
So I'm going to go and scroll through the field once again here. We finally get to see Robbie racing with a clean hood after making hard contact in the wall. Running down, I believe that's Portal Guy ahead of him fairly quickly.
Sure is.
Billy is not letting Sludge get away, though, for the race lead. As we got good battling going on further back in the pack here. You got Dark with probably a second or so on Portal and Robbie, but they're battling behind him. They're probably not going to catch him very fast battling like that. Jay Tizzle takes a trip through the grass. Ton of rhyming words right there. I promise you I'm not rapping. You got Portal Guy, you got Robbie Racing, I can't speak tonight, going at it right now for, I'm not sure what position that would be, is the bumper to the back of the bumper to the back of the 47. And I will say,
he does complete. Porter guy gets the spot up nice and clean.
There was a little bit of drama between these two drivers. I heard it firsthand last week. They got into an argument during the race. Robbie had some words for Portal, calling him I'm not gonna say what he called him, but Robbie had some words for Portal guy. Portal complained about what Robbie was doing on the racetrack. I actually didn't see the incident, so I can't really explain what happened. All I know is I believe one got into the other, and the other wasn't happy about it. There's always two sides to a story on the racetrack, and all I know is they weren't very happy with each other. I want to say neither of them finished. I'm not sure, though.
I'm just throwing out there right now, Sludge has a 4-second lead over Billy Holcomb and an 8-second lead over
So Dark is definitely...
Dark is running third, yep.
They're not Dark. Sludge is definitely dominating this race at this point.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think you're going to see a clean sweep on the stages here, too. We have that over there. But that's the spot to be, though. In P1, let everybody else try to catch you. You don't got to push the car in the fast.
Oh, you got Portal getting loose. He about spun it out. He's going to give the spot up to the 62 a wide open. That's a way to take a spot without having to really earn it. Portal just made a mistake, and wide open took advantage of it.
That's what this track is, man. Capitalize on everybody's mistake. Right now, we got Robbie Racing making a hard push on the right.
So Robbie making his way through the field. We know these two are good buddies. These two are good buddies. Robbie is one of the most patient racers in the league, racing one of the most aggressive racers in the league. We know Dark doesn't give up any spots. He's definitely going to pinch you in the turn. Very smooth line by the 6-car Robbie. But how patient does a pacing driver be with a non-pacing driver?
You're in this track. I found you're waiting for them to make a mistake. You're gonna hit them rumble strips wrong coming into turn 1, and you're gonna break loose, or you're bound to make it loose. So you kind of do, and there it is. Dark breaks real hard. Bobby closes that back hard pass later.
Robbie's definitely faster right now. It's just he's being slowed down. But how do you make the pass?
You almost got to, if you can't.
Oh, a mistake by Robbie.
Somebody's got to make a mistake, and it's all about capitalizing.
Yeah.
Stretch that cap out.
Robbie made, I believe he missed the entrance to the turn, and I'm not sure if he got loose or missed his exit. He definitely did something. And Robbie missing the turns here towards the end of the lap, so it looks like he's doing well in some turns and not so well in others. As Billy will be the first one to pit, and he'll barely be get on gas. As I cannot believe my eyes, the Steelers and Chiefs are 0-0 at the end of the first quarter.
So we got Porter guy, Jay Tizzle, Robbie. I think Robbie's staying out. Big break for, tough break for 24.
Yeah, it's going to hurt him in points. He's another guy that's up there in playoff points. He's won a few races this season, but because of issues like this, has knocked him down in the standings.
Yeah.
He should get last place points, though.
This late in the season, too, it really hurts. I was just seeing Billy
Robbie's closing back up on Dark, but he's coming up on the spot where he made the mistake. He doesn't make the same mistake.
Dark's gonna pick his laps. Let's see whether Robbie pit with him or Robbie take the spot.
You probably can't go much further than this lap, so I imagine they both pit right here. And Dark is pitting, and so is Robbie. And Robbie's on his tail.
Driver Chase is looking at those last turns in the elevation change. I will tell you, Eagles, I do like the elevation changes because it really, if you get on the accelerator too quick, the back end of the car gets out and gets real sloppy. So I found there was a certain part where I had to actually upshift my third gear early, so that way I had the traction on the elevation changes. I'm curious. I'm excited to see how it plays out in the actual NASCAR league and see how this track goes.
Yeah, those guys that we were just watching between Robbie and Dark, they're coming out of the pits right about now, I believe, as I'm watching Billy, and Billy has a couple seconds on them, and Billy is a couple seconds behind the leader. I would say this is pure domination by Sludge, and you got Jay Tizzle in the grass again.
Wide came out of that entrance really wide. That's his name.
Yeah.
Let's put. I know a lot of people have expressed some strong feelings too of Wide because he's going to be aggressive too. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I ain't the only one to say that, you know what I mean? I've actually heard it from at least six, maybe more drivers in the league complaining about it, and it was an issue at a track like Darlington, you know, where the car isn't quite as fast as some of the other guys, and you stay in the way, you know, guys are checking up for you, running into each other in your car. You just gotta have some racer etiquette, move out of the way. Some guys are good at that, you know, some guys are, you know, they go a lap down, they move out of the way. Some guys, they have a slower car, they move over, they let you go. Maybe they'll race you, but they're not gonna just be a complete, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, roadblock, but that's not really the word I'm looking for, but it's all about racer etiquette, you know what I mean? That's how you make friends in the league, and I would just say there's been plenty of guys that have had an issue with Wide, you know, just not having that racer etiquette, and, you know, it does bite you when nobody wants to work with you, so you go to a super speedway race, and, you know, but it's just the fact of, you know, having racer etiquette, you know, and I go through the field, and I look at some of these guys, like, you know, I look at, you know, Sludge. He's gotten into a couple, and I'm definitely one to talk, right? But Sludge has gotten into a couple guys this season, right? And he's fast, but he's almost not even aggressive. He makes mistakes sometimes, gets into people, and you know, it's just racing. But then I go and I look at, you know, a guy like Robbie with a completely different background, one of the cleanest, most patient drivers in NASCAR. You know, and I would say Sludge is a little faster than Robbie. This race proves my point. But Robbie makes a whole lot more friends than Sludge does. And then you look at a guy like myself. I haven't wrecked anybody this season except for Billy at Darlington. Me and him talked about it. We agreed. We disagreed. But say you look at a guy like me who hasn't wrecked anybody all season, but you get aggressive, you get into somebody, and it just, people get different outlooks at you, right? So yeah, so there's an aggressive outlook, there's like the dirty, you know, blinds, there's like a dirty, aggressive, you know, driver, and I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, you got your different calibers. Like,
yeah.
You've got guys that drive aggressively.
There's like, yeah, you got clean.
Who know how to drive clean and use them as use other people as sometimes.
Yeah, there's like neutral.
So they outdrive their talent.
Yeah, there's neutral, and you're either neutral or you're on the left or right side of neutral. You're either neutral or you're aggressive or you're clean. And I go through and I look at this league and I see all different kinds of guys. You know, Dark, he's definitely one of the more aggressive guys, but you go look at Robbie, he's one of the more clean guys. Jay Tizzle, one of the more clean guys, but I have to put him in neutral. You know, guys make mistakes, you know what I mean? Portal, you know, you go look and, you know, we talked about Wide, and, you know, Sludge, he's clean. He makes mistakes sometimes, you know, just like I've made mistakes, I've gotten into people, but when you're in a competitive league like FTR is, everybody's in a pack. At most places, it's a road course, but go watch the Homestead race, or the Darlington race, or, you know, you can go back further, you know, the bigger tracks where everybody's in a pack. Somebody's gonna make a mistake and get into somebody. So it's all about give and take. Yeah, it's all about, you know, give and take.
Humble too, because if that does happen, it's, you know, I apologize, and if it caused a spot loss, you know, some guys will give that spot back because, you know, they made the error, and they're not going to. A lot of these guys in this league don't like taking the spot. So you'll see guys actually, if you watch the streams, you wonder why this guy just has been dominated in this car and ran him down, and then all of a sudden they let the next car go by. Chances are, if they made an error, they would push him to the wall, what have you, and said, "They'll take your spot back."
Yeah, so it's really just about different guys. Oh, I believe that's a stage end. but so Sludge has swept both stages. But back to like what we were talking about, it's all about different etiquette. You're in a big pack, it's all about give and take, and when you give and you don't take, or when you take and you don't give, you know, guys start to get different opinions about you. And it's whenever you're in a league where there's no competition, you don't really need to have etiquette. But when you're in a league like FTR per se, and everybody's in a pack at the bigger tracks, you have to have etiquette, because you make one mistake, you get into somebody and you don't say anything, or you make a mistake, you get into somebody and it's their fault, or you make a mistake and you get into somebody, you apologize. You know, there's 3 different, you know, looks at it. Like, you can go into the B League, you know, say enough about the A League, you can go into the B League and say, you know, JD, when JD gets into somebody, he apologizes. Almost everybody in the B League does not have an issue with JD. Everybody likes JD. Not want to call anybody out, but like, say, you know, there's some other guys in the B League that get into somebody and, you know, it's that person's fault. And it's just, yeah, and
we had an issue with
there's
that
a couple guys. And it's a couple guys.
Before we start stage 3, let me just round out the field. We got Sludge taking the spot, Billy Hope in second, Robert Racing is third, Dark Knight is fourth, Wide Open fifth, Portal Guy sixth, and Jay Tizzle seventh.
Robbie's made his way up to third. I'm not sure if he qualified or something, because he kind of spent all day in the back of the field, but he's up to third. We'll see if Robbie has anything to hang with these top 2 guys. As Sludge, not a good restart. Wide Open's gonna get by him for second, and this is where we were talking about. With etiquette, he made a mistake. He made a mistake into the sand.
He made that mistake, and with these cold tires, that turn 2 and 3 is a monster. Starts absolutely monster. But now I think what you're gonna see Sludge really just walk down the hill. Without a doubt, he's gonna walk down.
Yeah, so like I was saying, you know, when Wide Open got up to second at Darlington, there was guys behind him that was faster. I was gonna say, let's see if you let Sludge by, but Sludge waited. Wide Open made the mistake, but Sludge was able to take second. Now you got the battle for the lead. He's caught Billy. He's clearly faster than Billy is. But if, you know, they get, you know, if he makes an over-aggressive mistake, he could get into Billy, and Robbie could take the lead.
Or you could see Billy overdrive a corner or break too early, or because of the pressure now. Billy hasn't had any pressure on him yet this race.
Yep, and Sludge has had the lead almost all race, so now we're actually going to see a battle for the lead. How long can Billy hang on to it? And if they make a big enough mistake, I'm telling you, Robbie could come out with the lead.
Absolutely. As we said, we got somebody.
And he looked low, but Billy's going to take the run off.
Way off track.
Oh, we got Dark way off track.
I wonder if they got up. Let's see. Dark overshot, turn, hard. Poor guy.
Oh, you can definitely see Billy is sending it into the turns harder, and Sludge is in the bumper to the back of Billy. And Sludge,
that's what I was saying.
Starting to
really drive this thing into the corners. Try to close.
Sludge is all over him. Sludge is all over him. Sludge sending it in again. He's already got into the back of Billy twice.
But Billy's playing it smart. Billy's cutting that inside corner out and not getting the room, and not giving Sludge a little bit of block, which is smart. Even if you got to end up in the grass a little bit, just like Billy just did. We'll see Billy on all his turns. Really cut that inside corner early and take that lead.
You can clearly see Billy is sending it into the turn much harder, but so he's faster going into the turn. You see him pull away, but then coming out of the turn, you see Sludge run right up on him. Like right here, watch this. Billy gonna send it way into the turn. He's pulling away from Sludge. Oh, he sent it in too much.
He sent it too hard. That's the pressure. You got the pressure. You know what I mean?
He sent it in too much. Sludge had the run off. Sludge took the spot. And here's Robbie.
Dark and Wide Open got together. Dark spinning around Wide Open.
Oh, what I say? When you got 2 aggressive guys going at it, something's got to give. And when nothing gives, that happens time and time again. And now Portal trying to take the spot from Dark. And right there, I believe Dark gave it to him. but he's gonna send it in. He ain't done battling with him. Maybe he just, yeah, that's good battling there between the two. And bumper to the back of the 47.
This is kind of racing we like to see. They're not wrecking each other out. As we said, that it looks like wide open way into it.
Now from an announcer's point of view, we kind of want to see them wreck each other. But
100%. It makes these courses a lot more interesting.
It does, but from their point of view, they all want etiquette. From our point of view, wreck. Oh, and there's a mistake by Portal, and there's Dark taking the spot. And Jay Tizzle as well. As I believe Sledge is setting sail somewhat on Billy, as Robbie's hanging in there. Robbie could potentially become a threat for second.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if Robbie's got enough, though.
They have about the same gap between the three.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all probably about the same gap difference.
So, Billy and Robbie...
Ooh, Robbie was really good through those turns. You see that?
I do. Robbie's got 1 second deficit on Billy. Billy's got a 1 second lead on Billy, on Robbie. And Sludge is probably about a second and a half ahead of him, too. Which is fine. Sludge wants to see them two battle for that spot, because he's going to rely on him to keep it up and break it down.
Some of these turns, man, I'm telling you, Robbie sends it in and he gets all over Billy. We could see a battle for second. Robbie definitely the more patient. Yeah, Robbie's definitely the more patient one, but he's up to second the furthest he's been up in the whole race.
Yeah. Oh, Billy way in the grass in the turn one. Robbie wasn't able to capitalize, but that was the spot he wanted to do it. The other thing I found, once you make a mistake, it takes you a little bit to get your rhythm back. It kind of throws you off.
That's true.
Robbie's trying to make the move underneath, Billy didn't close that gap all the way. He was able to keep it fast. That's what I'm saying. Like, once you make one mistake, it kind of throws your whole plan off. And it's like, how did I do that? Or you got to kind of mentally reset yourself and talk yourself back into it. Try the track.
That's true. When you make a mistake, you get out of what the racers call the zone. And when you're in the zone, you're really not paying attention to what you're doing. You're just hitting your marks every turn, every lap until you make a mistake, and then you're out of that zone for however long it takes. Sometimes, you know, like me, sometimes you don't even get back in the zone for the whole rest of the race, and then mistakes start. But I want you guys to pay attention to this. So you see the way these guys are racing. Whenever they send it into a turn, I want you to pay attention to sending it into the turn and coming out of the turn. The harder you send it into the turn, the slower you're going to come out. And like I was saying with Billy and Sludge, Billy was sending it in, so he was pulling away from Sludge going into the turn, but coming out, Sludge would have the momentum down each straightaway and coming out of the turn, and he was faster. So pay attention right here as we go into this sharp turn right here between Billy and Robbie. So you're going to see Billy send it in.
Which is hard on a brake, shooting way high.
And look at that. You see how much Robbie gained? But coming out, Billy had the momentum. So Billy sent it in harder, costed himself in the center of the turn. You guys seen in the center of the turn where Robbie caught up to him? But Billy had the momentum but down the straightaway. So right here, Billy's going to send it into the turn. Robbie checked up. And look at that gap difference right there. Billy sent it in again. Look at that. Look at that. He's all over the bumper. And coming out of the turn, Robbie's there. See what I'm talking about? It's really which one has the most benefit. Do you want to send it in, or do you want to have the momentum going in or coming out? Billy has it going in. Robbie has it going out, which is why you see Billy is better towards this part of the track right here. The last couple turns, Billy is better. But you guys seen where Robbie caught him, Robbie was better, right?
Yep. And the other thing, remember, you kind of want, like, if you got somebody behind you, you kind of want to put the pressure on entering the turn. Because if you brake too soon and don't take that inside line away, that's where they're going to slingshot and dive bomb the inside corner. They'll sacrifice a tenth of a second, or a couple miles an hour, on the exit of the turn to complete that pass at the beginning of the turn, and it actually throws you off the box shoes. And as we saw when Billy was racing for the lead, he came out and coming out of turn one when he broke loose. That's how he lost that huge. Starts to make that huge gap on him.
And look at that. Robbie beat him coming out. Billy went into the pits ahead of Robbie and they came out, and Robbie has probably a full second on Billy. And now we will see who is faster. Robbie could run down Billy but couldn't get by him. We'll see if Robbie can pull away or if Billy can catch him. We may not even see Billy get a top two for the first time in a while. Usually he's, first or second.
Yeah, it has been a couple races. Cut the grass a little bit.
He said that is legal.
We're riding with the in-car camera and this is older. What do they call it in NASCAR? Crank it up? No, crank it up. He's closing that gap. He's definitely closing that gap a lot.
It's really all about certain parts of the track. Those last couple turns, I swear, is Robbie's worst enemy. He screws up and Billy catches him, but we are entering the part of the track where Robbie is better. You will see right here, Billy sends it in. Look, he's all over the six. He sends it in, but right in the center of the turn, you're going to see Billy lose the momentum. See? Center of the turn, and Robbie pulls off, and they're kind of even down the straightaway.
I'm curious to see how much of a gap Sludge has, because right now, Billy running third place has a 20-second gap to fourth place.
So you can clearly see the difference in speed between first and then second and third and then on.
We're riding in the in-car cam with Robbie, and we can't even see Sludge anyway. So Sludge has probably got 35 to 40 seconds lead on the fourth place car. Yeah, Sludge is entering the turn for the pits, and these guys are nowhere in the center. Sludge is entering turn one right now. Let's see how long before he enters turn one. Right now. So you're talking, Sludge has probably got a 30-second gap on the entire field, which is incredible. Robbie's into the grass.
Oh, wow, look at that. And Robbie, a huge mistake. I don't even know what happened there, but he lost a ton of ground. And the mistakes, Billy's going to take second. Wow. I don't even know what happened there.
That broadcaster curse.
Yeah, commentator curses, we used to call it. Billy would do that every week to somebody. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, a mistake, it's simple. It's just a mistake. Now, he ain't too far behind Billy. If he's faster, he can run him down. We are in the part of the track where Robbie is much better. But we're soon going to be entering, like, I would say right about here is where Robbie starts to struggle. That was a good turn right there, but these last couple sets of S's and turns and stuff right up through here are, really what I would say the worst part of the track is for Robbie. Right through here. As he's almost into the grass right there. He definitely does struggle through that part of the track time after time. I noticed they're cutting this area right here. I didn't even know that was legal.
Yeah, we all did, but I'll tell you what, man, it's hard because you got to get on that brake really hard. Because if you hit the rumble strips, your wheel it'll take you 2 wheels off the ground. So it's almost like a sacrifice because you got to work real hard to make that turn to save a tenth of a second when you got behind you, or you got to shoot a little wider, or you risk hitting the rumble strips.
So I'm kind of scrolling through the field right now, just trying to see who has the best battle going on. They're all really spread apart, but Wide Open and Portal, they have probably a second, maybe 2 seconds gap between them. Everybody else I mean, other than really Billy and Robbie, which is starting to get a gap between them two, everybody's really spread apart.
Yeah, it's pretty much single drivers at this point to trying to race.
You could see a
And
late race caution. It's very unlikely with guys getting spread apart.
yeah, especially with the restricted car, I don't see it happening. We went no cautions in order to
You
not
don't
have to
usually
do
see a
it.
caution at a road course race typically. People would say, oh, it's a road course, it's going to be caution fest, but as long as you can get through the first two turns, usually guys start getting
Absolutely.
spread apart.
Every restart's where you make cautions.
We should see one more pit stop left in this race, and Billy cut the grass quite a bit right there.
Bobby's closing that gap then. Let's see how he meets up. He's pretty straight at the bottom.
They should be coming to 6 to go, maybe coming to 7 to go. Who was it?
And they're going to set it up tonight, so he wanted an 8 to go. He's going to have to put it again. Unless he knows something new. Because I don't know how you run it 8 laps.
He could be planning to.
3 laps of fuel left.
He could be planning to pit, or he could be planning to finish a lap down.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a benefit for all these guys.
Especially with the way Sludge is running, man.
It's a benefit for all these guys to just race, because there's only 8 guys in the race, 7 of them fit to finish right now. Just to race the race and get points is a benefit for all these guys because so many guys missed it.
Oh, absolutely. This is huge for guys like that.
But yeah, for anybody interested in running a Monday Night League, me and Billy have our own series. As you guys can see, Billy making a pit stop right now. We have our own series. It is custom cut 50% times 4. We have a solid 15 car roster right now. There's a bunch of guys on there. We're looking to have our second race tomorrow, so you're definitely not too late for the action. You just missed one race. It's not too big of a deal. So if anybody is interested in running that, you guys are more than welcome. Hit up Eagles 1548 underscore FTR, or as you guys can see on the screen, B Holcomb underscore FTR. That'd be Billy Holcomb, and we'll make sure to get you guys in there. Anybody's invited. It's just a fun league. We're looking to have fun. So if anybody's interested in running that, doors open, and it's just a fun league. And Billy's coming out of the pits right now. Dark just passed him, so I doubt that's for position. Dark probably has not pitted yet.
Dark has not been in yet. He's currently running third.
This is interesting, because Dark hasn't pitted yet, and he has a lap on Billy, but does it really take you a full lap around this track to go through the pits? Could Dark end up coming out of the pits ahead of Billy? Wonder if Billy got a penalty.
It's possible, because
I don't think he did.
I really didn't lose any position.
No, he didn't. It was a normal pit stop.
Billy's running fourth right now.
Yeah, no, he was not penalized.
Second, so good. Six car. Robbie Racing just got entering the pits, so someone's going to take the back. So our running order once they pass Sludge will be where once they pass.
There, Dark into the pits.
Sludge, Dark's going to enter Sludge, Billy, and Wide Open. I think Wide Open might have been Wide Open is so far behind.
This race really isn't that too long of a race.
No, it's about an hour, about 58 minutes. And Sludge has got a 15-second lead.
My favorite part of broadcasting a race is after the race getting to talk to the drivers.
Yeah, so I like seeing what the strategy is and seeing how the track changes. So Jason's is officially a lap down.
Told you that was the plan.
Yep, the first time anybody's seen the leader lose
Yeah, no, Sludge, he's fast at these road courses.
Dark right into the kitty litter on 2 and 3. Really killed his momentum. That's going to give the fifth place spot of Wide Open a huge advantage to catch up to him. Let's see how much that cut off. Not much of a gap. They actually gained time on Wide Open, so I wonder if Wide had something going on.
So I believe our top 3 is Sludge, Billy, and Robbie.
Correct. Dark Knight, Wide Open.
And I'm guessing JT are going typical.
Yeah.
Yep. Nitro and tire running order right there then, guys. I believe this is the lowest.
It's pretty easy to,
Yeah, I believe this. Yeah, I believe this is the lowest amount of cars they've had all season.
Yeah, this is definitely the smallest group, for sure. At least since I've been broadcasting. I know I joined the league a little late, but since I've been doing broadcasting, this is very much so. But you know what the problem is everybody used their subs with Sonova and Indy.
Yeah.
So you're this late in the season, you got no subs, and you can't do nothing about it. So
Yeah, I haven't.
if you start with Clark, you get points, but just not show up.
Yeah, I actually haven't even used a sub yet, and I'll have a sub in for this race. Yeah.
The only battle I see on the track is Portal and Wide Open right now.
We should be coming up on 4 or 5 to go. Oh, 3 to go. 3 to go. Alright guys, we got a tight battle for the lead. There's about 25 seconds between first and second. It's going to be a photo finish.
Yep. Second place has 39 seconds over fourth place. And 7 seconds between second and third. So as it stands, barring no lag, your finishing order is going to be number 1 of Sludge, number 2 of Billy, number 3 of Robbie, number 4 of Dark. And we'll see. It's Glide 7.5 seconds behind Dark Knight, and it's 33.5 seconds behind Robbie. The top 4 guys are pretty comfortable in their running orders. And let's say that Dark Knight drives into the crash. Come on, Portal guy, make this move more wide. There's not another battle on the track now. So we're gonna go right to the action. See if the 2 laps left we're able to do something.
Yeah, so I'm kind of watching Sledge right now and just kind of following his motions through the turns. Just kind of watching exactly what he's doing, and you can kind of hear his engine and where his shift points are. And you can probably learn from that just by watching him probably through the broadcast.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I like to do the close-ups sometimes, just so you can hear the break and the moves. Because I know I've used those as references, looking at where they're at on the track or when they let off. See if there's any cones or any signs or any kind of marker that I can say, alright, this is where I need to wait, this is where I need to get back on. And sometimes it works. I know I've used your broadcasts, your setups for my races. I try to mirror your get off and on points because they seem to work. And if anybody needs setups between Fluid Open, between Eagles, go on YouTube and look at that stuff, man. It'll help you improve. I just started the league a couple months ago and using them.
Whoa, Sludge slammed the curb right there. Sorry to interrupt you, that was just interesting. His only mistake of the whole night costed him maybe 3/10.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, man, FTR is definitely a good league to get in. FTR is starting a C League next season for newer drivers. So anybody interested, come join FTR, run the C League, and they really help out. The A League guys help you out a lot with setups and learning it. And now I know, all right, as far as loose, adjust the track bar, adjust this or jack, you know what I mean? Going to be looser, go down, you know what I'm saying? So the A League guys really help out. Eagles puts on some pretty good broadcasts, pretty good tutorials on the tracks and whatnot. So, although I don't think you did one for Mid Ohio yet, right? One lap left. This is the final lap. The winner is going to be Sludge.
Sludge is dominating this race. He is leading this race in clear, dominant fashion. And is that it?
We got, yep, Sludge 1, Billy Holcomb 2, Robbie Racing 3, Dark Knight 4, Wide Open 5, and Billy Knight 6. That's Wide Open, drives off the track and loses his spot in the last second. He's got nothing to get to say. No
You think we should we get the top 3 in the chat for an interview?
Yeah, we can. It's early enough. It's only 9:30. This is a really nice short race. Yeah, we definitely.
We could probably get all 8 in here. We'll just sit here, drink, have a party in the broadcast booth. You can go ahead and look at these lap times, and 1:17.6 by Sludge.
That's incredible. The closest was one.
Billy does, if he can get Robbie in the chat.
I do not have Robbie.
Then Billy will have to add him, because I can't. I was able to add Sludge. I'm gonna pull the cars up on the screen. Third place would have been Robbie, so if you want to start with third place whenever Robbie gets in here, the 6 car. I do have more than one pace scheme. Interesting. Alright, so we got the top 3 finishers in the race in the broadcast booth. So, or we do now. So we're gonna go ahead and start with third place finisher Robbie Racing in the 6 car. Robbie, just walk me through your race. And Mid Ohio is definitely not the easiest track, so to come home third, good points day for you. You and Billy had a great battle until some mistakes got in between you guys, and there was some gap between you two. But just walk me through the battling and the stage finishes and how you're able to come away with third place.
Consistency was key, and racing against Billy is always a blast, always has been, and always will be. But I know that Billy's actually competing for the playoffs, so I weren't looking to interfere too much. Just wanted to have a little play to keep my race entertaining. Mid Ohio had a setup there, but I had to rebuild it today. But we've got some work to do on it and some racing line to work on. But maybe a couple of months down the line, finally get those 117s. Congratulations,
Well,
Sludge.
I will tell you, Robbie, pretty impressive from nose diving into the wall earlier in the race to finish in third place. That's a heck of a comeback for you, man. So congratulations on that. Because
Appreciate it.
I thought that took you out, man. I was like, oh, that's rough. And then I thought you pitted a lap earlier, but it definitely worked out. Because I believe, were you a lap down on stage one at the finish?
Yeah, stage one, I ended up connecting with Portal, and then I spun out. So I connected with Portal, I had some damage, I had a red bumper and a yellow engine, so I pit, sorted it, and then on that lap, I hit the wall, red bumper, yellow engine, pit, sorted it.
Yeah, well, it worked out for you, man. So thankfully, it was such a small field. Not much to really march through, but you were able to do it because I had almost counted you out. Um, Being that you're not a super aggressive driver when it comes to fighting for you won't push a guy out of the way for a spot. So finish third is impressive, man. Good job on that. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, bud, thank you.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, Robbie. Third place finish tonight. But we're gonna move on to second place finisher, Billy Holcomb. Um, Billy, just walk me through your race. You seem to finish in the top two every other week. You won last week. I think we were at Charlotte last week, right? So you won last week, second tonight. You're just racking up them points. I believe your points leader. So just walk me through your race and how you're able to come home to second.
Yeah, I had a pretty decent car tonight. I throwed some different gears in it, and the gears I was running before was a little bit too slow. I didn't have a takeoff, so I'd been playing. I knew the setup was pretty good, so I just started playing around with the gears, and uh, just I knew coming in Sludge was going to be fast. I run with him all week, and I just couldn't get to that 117 mark, and he was pretty consistent with it. So I knew if I could just keep my car clean and don't get into any kind of trouble or anything, I could probably come away with a top three. And that's just what I did, man. Just tried to ride, be consistent, and I made a few mistakes a couple times, and it almost cost me, but it did in one stage. But I'm happy, man. That's Mid Ohio is a tough track, and it's I'm just happy to come away with second, man.
Yeah, we want the second's kind of the best spot to finish the way Sludge had just driven away from the field. So I mean, I definitely seconds nothing to shake a leaf at here because there's so many spots you could overdrive a turn, and I think we saw you do it one time to actually lose the lead to Sludge. Did you feel when you were able to get the lead? Did you feel the pressure for him in? So did your driving style change at all, or just kind of was it just cold tires?
No, I mean, obviously it's a little bit of pressure because I knew how fast he was, and I always think ahead in the next corners, and I just missed the corner. I just overshot it, and I knew once he got around me, it was probably going to be over unless he just made a drastic mistake, and I started making a mistake or two after that, and he just kind of pulled on off. So hats
Yeah.
off to him. He had a super fast car. Robbie had a great car as well. I know he was fast because he was putting a little pressure on me too. And
Yeah, well, we were waiting for that to complete and push you back a spot. We actually mentioned it's been you're usually a one or two finisher, and this might be if Robbie's able to make that pass, it'll hold you off. You almost it was close. It was
yeah,
a good race, good battle. One of the very few battles on the track tonight.
yeah. If I'd already said, if he got up beside me, I was just gonna let him go because I was pretty good in the points, and I knew I wasn't getting any playoff points, so I just wanted to try to finish as high as I could. But I wasn't gonna hold him up or anything. If he got to me, I was gonna let him go. So great race to him as well. So
Yeah, congratulations, man, on second place.
And
yeah, thanks.
that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the race there, Bubba. With Billy said he was going to let Robbie go. We talked a lot earlier in the race about driver etiquette and at a road course how important that really is. And like you just explained, you were going to let Robbie go, and you did let him go at one point. Robbie did get by you, like I think he beat you coming out of the pits. And it's just driver etiquette's a big key, especially at road courses. And that's something you and Robbie definitely both have. You guys had a great race together. You guys made several passes, and I don't think you guys touched once. So congratulations to finishing second, Billy. And we're gonna move on to the race winner.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep, Sludge, another dominating road course win for you. This is not
We'll
your
call
first.
that one a clinic.
Yeah, definite dominating win for you, Sludge. I don't think this is your first road course win of the season. It's definitely not your first dominance performance of the year either. You're on the all-time leaderboard. You actually own the all-time leaderboard, and you were super fast in Mid-Ohio. You proved it tonight. Got yourself both stage wins and the race win. Walk me through your race, and how'd you come away with the win?
That was me.
Say we also talked about that too. If you get into somebody making a comment and saying, you know what, I apologize for it or what have you, and so we just proved that point a couple things tonight. Yep. And then it was just clear sailing from there.
Yeah, we did see that.
You had the best view of the night. I mean, the only person to see you on the track for the most part was Jay Tizzle when you put him a lap down. So nice, nice.
Well, congratulations, Sludge. Another win for you. That definitely racks up some playoff points for you, as I believe you lead the playoff point battle now. You won both stages. You won the race. So that you got yourself a bunch of playoff points tonight. So you really couldn't ask for much more. You won everything there was to win tonight. So congratulations on your win, dominating performance. Congratulations on Robbie and Billy, second and third place tonight. If there's anything else anybody wants to add, go ahead, and
Well,
we're going to close out.
As you know, Sludge, since you've been in this position several times this year, Kansas next week. What are your predictions? Okay. Billy, you got anything to say about that?
What's up? I'm sorry.
Sludge has you walking away with a victory at Kansas next week. What do you got to say?
Uh, nah. I'm just gonna, in GC when I ran there in GC, I think it was the first race of the season or whatever. I had a really good car. I mean, it handles, it don't eat tires, it's fast. So we just have to see. I mean, you don't ever know. I mean,
Any
my
given
home,
Sunday,
my,
right?
we'll just have to wait and see.
That's the infamous Billy Holcomb line. We're gonna have to wait and see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's all I got. What about you, Eagles?
Um, I believe I said everything I had to say. If there's anything anybody else, Billy, Robbie, Sludge, is there anything anybody else wants to add to the broadcast before we close out?
It
Uh,
Now,
worked.
I just want to, I want to say thanks to you, Bubba, and you Eagles, for doing the broadcast tonight. Eagles, I'd rather had you racing, but I, you know, doing the broadcast for us tonight when we didn't have one is fine by me. And I just want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. You really don't want to miss next week because next week is the season finale at regular season finale at
mm,
Kansas. So you guys tune in next week because it's going to be a great race for both groups.
You're
So
gonna see a lot of vendettas and a lot of rivalries come to play next week.
yes, sir.
the regular season closes out next week.
And I just want to say I appreciate everybody, Robbie, Sludge, everybody, you Eagles, Hardcore, everybody that comes and races with us every week. It's without you guys it wouldn't be FTR. I just do everything and try to put the best racing group I can together and try to do the right thing. But all the praise are to you guys for showing up every week, and I really appreciate it. So just really excited to get next season going. I think we're gonna have some good things. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you see, the league keeps growing, so
yeah,
people want to come race. These broadcasts help, so keep putting on good shows, boys, because it's working.
thank you guys.
All
All
right,
right,
well,
fellas.
I believe that's gonna do it. Glad to be back. It's been a while since I've done a broadcast for you guys here on the High Side Broadcasting YouTube channel. It's been a while. I'm glad to be back. I made a lot of stuttering mistakes tonight. That sucks. I haven't done one in a couple months, so I'm glad to be back. It definitely it feels good because I used to do this every week. At one point, I was doing it twice a week. So just glad to be back. They put on a great race tonight for a road course and 7 guys racing. They definitely put on the best show they could have. It definitely was anything but boring. But till next time, guys, peace out. Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out.